You're listening to the OMG Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to episode number 298 of the OMG Hour. It is May 31st, 2018, and I am your host, Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zientane.
And I'm your much older host, Jeff. Hi, everybody.
Older?
Hello, older host. Older host, Jeff. I think he just means, like, in general experience in life, he feels that he's gotten one up on you.
Maybe.
No, I just like to lie.
Oh, lying. Lying. Okay. Well, that's
kind of my thing, actually.
You're a YouTube liar?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Second Place here in the bottom corner.
Nobody ever lies on YouTube. That's... What are you doing there,
once.
Jeff?
I think that you would be surprised at how many people don't lie on YouTube. I believe it is the most honest of all the social media platforms. Hello, YouTube. Are we live? We're live.
We are live on YouTube. Let's see how long this goes. I don't know. We'll see how it goes because my frames were not doing well earlier. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But yes, welcome. We are live on the YouTubes, and Juggler of Geese is there. Hello, Brian.
Juggler of Geese.
Hello,
Brian. So, gentlemen, how's your week been?
Good. Actually, I'm going to pose a question to Juggler of Geese since he's there. Did you actually juggle geese before you got that name? I'd like to see that.
Do you not know where that name came from?
No, but I want him to put it in the chat so I can find out. And we're going to talk about video games. I played tons of video games this week. I played so many that I'm going to adjust my camera because I'm sitting lower now. That I played just nothing, really. I played Destiny 2.
Are you even a gamer anymore? Like, seriously?
Not really, to be honest. No, I don't. I'm barely holding on to my gamer
cred card,
yeah.
Wow.
Just like barely holding on. Well, life is busy right now. I got a lot of stuff going on, so we'll see. Hopefully it gets better after I move. Yeah.
How's the house selling coming along?
I've had 18,000 showings and a little bit of interest, but
nobody gave you any money yet?
Nobody's given me any money yet. I've had no offers. I've had questions, but so it
all right, Jeff, I bid $1. $1. I'm bidding $1.
I need a couple 100,000 more than just $1.
I bid $1. Low. That's how it works on.
So it's the lowest bid without going
Price
over.
is Right, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So I got to win. So give me your house.
Yeah, not happening.
Okay. Tico, how about yourself? Did you play stuff this week?
Did play some stuff. So I played a game called Monster Slayer.
Did you play that this week though?
Well, no, I played it last. I actually did play. Played like a couple of rounds this week.
Yeah, this is leftover from last week.
It's leftover, but so it is your favorite type of game.
Obviously, it's 3 or 4
3
or 4 bits by the looks of it.
A few more more than that, okay. But it is a deck building roguelite.
That looks like it plays like a JRPG.
I like deck building. I don't like roguelites. So
yeah, so it is. You basically you'll pick your character. From you pick your class, and you'll get thrown into a pre-rendered dungeon type thing, and you pick which room you want to walk into, and then you'll get a deck of cards, and you'll be dealt out 3 cards. They'll do different damage for each card you have. There's vendors and stuff like that in the dungeons as well, which can upgrade your cards. You can find new cards and stuff like that, and you keep going until you die. When you die, yeah.
Sorry, quick question. In this video that's up on the screen now, and for the audio listeners, it's like 2 little girls versus the Skeleton King. Are you the Skeleton King?
No.
That would have been a really good redeeming factor. Anyway, sorry, continue.
You want to be a Skeleton King beating up?
Why not? That would be something new and interesting. You play the bad guy Skeleton King versus a bunch of kids who are trying to take you down, and you just spend 40 hours building decks and murdering children.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
It's the other way around. So you play as a character, and you upgrade your cards as you go. Now, when you die, you go back. You have to pick a new character and stuff like that, and then you go back through the whole thing all over again. But your deck has been increased. You've got more cards in your deck. Some of the cards in your deck have been valued higher. Like so, your attack, your basic attack is usually worth 3 damage, but if you upgrade it with one of the vendors, it's worth 7 damage. And I believe you can go up higher than that. So you increase your deck and try to get through all of it. So you're building up your thing as you go. The different classes will have some different things. Like your wizard, for example, will have some spells and use mana. Your warrior will have some different type of cards like berserk and stuff like that to do extra damage.
Anything between subsequent plays?
There's you get equipment as well. So you unlock equipment that is available to re-equip to any of your characters as you're going back in.
Okay.
Is it fun?
It actually is fun. It's a great game if you don't want, like, 'cause nothing happens until you press your buttons. So if you sort of want to, maybe have a game to play during a conference call or something like this. Again, this is one of these ones that sort of ideally would be great on the Switch or something like that, because nice little handheld thing for the bus. I had fun with it on the Xbox, but you do have to move your D-pad around and stuff like that in order to try to like select the different cards, and it's not designed as well for the console.
Okay.
But I liked it. Fun. I would say if you're looking at it, and I can't remember if it came out on the Switch or not, but get it on the Switch if it comes out on that.
There are so many games that just seem to suit the Switch better than the console.
Yeah, I think they're making them for the Switch, and then they're like, well, let's just put it out on this and see if people will give us some money on these other consoles as well.
Yeah, how many monies is this game?
Believe it's 12 Canadian monies.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
No, it's a reasonable amount of monies.
34 cents American or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
It's probably a $9.99 or $8.99 title American.
Yeah. All right, what other games did you play this week?
Well, because I have the Season's Pass for Far Cry 5, got early access into Far Cry 3 Classic Edition.
Now, before we show the video to the YouTube watchers, I love this is the video you sent us, because right off the bat in this video is typical Tico. This is Tico right here. For those of you watching, this is Tico. Just run right into the middle, hack away at something, and then just get
the
murderized.
gun I'm carrying too.
Yeah,
you notice the gun I've charged in with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, this is Tico. This is there we go. That is Tico right there in a nutshell. In whatever game he's playing.
Sean and I spend like 20 minutes creeping up on guys when we play these games.
Yeah.
All right.
Tico's like, nope, sniper rifle, butt to the head. Let's do this.
So
he has everything he needs for stealth attack, and still chooses to run in and miss with the knife.
All right. So it records the last 5 minutes, and I was trying to share my gameplay of me successfully stealthily taking down an outpost, and
that's where it started.
If you watch to the and no, this is if you watch now, like I died now. I believe this is where I will be, absolutely like just taking everybody out without anybody seeing me and stuff like that. And Sean will of course cut the video off before that happens because.
So this
dispel them.
Is this sort of is this an upgraded version, or are they just taking it as is and you play it again? Have they done anything to it?
It looks pretty. I really, because this was obviously on 360 and PS3.
Right.
It looks much prettier. It looks great.
Does it though?
For what you'd expect from that. Like I'm not looking at going, this is unplayable because it's a PS3 and Xbox 360 game now.
No, but I just wondering did they actually remaster it, or is it just here's the single player campaign and you go for it?
I believe it was remastered.
Okay.
But it does look good. It doesn't look great, but it does look good.
Does this game have co-op?
Did 3 have co-op? I don't remember if 3 had co-op.
I don't remember
if it did, they took it out for this. So if there was co-op in this originally, and I can't remember for the life of me, it is not. There's no co-op available in this.
No, and that was
particular game.
That was the point of this. It's just the single player campaign. If there was multiplayer, like you said, I don't know if there was. Then it isn't there now. So it's just the main campaign, and that's it.
So it plays good. It's fun. I'm having a lot of fun jumping back into it. I don't know how you call it. Like the view feels like you've got blinders on though. Like it feels like
Field
in
of
the
view.
Field of view. Yeah, field of view
Very
feels
narrow.
It's like very narrow. It's like it's pushed up too far. Like you kind of want to have it move back. I've been attacked by, I've been like trying to take guys out quietly and stuff like that, and been attacked by, a panther that I didn't see like several times.
Yeah.
So, I'm really having fun with it. Like I enjoyed this game the first time around. I'm enjoying this now. It's still got a great story.
Did you finish
the
it
villain
the first
is
time?
still. Yep. This one here, I believe I'm missing one achievement in this game. From the first time through, and that one achievement I'm missing, I happen to be missing because I cleared all the outposts before getting all of my death from above kills that you need to unlock all of your skills.
Oh, right.
There's nobody else to kill, so I can't unlock the last thing. So this time through, I'm going to be more careful.
And unlike Far Cry 5, you can't reset the outposts.
Well, 4 allowed that as well. Far Cry 4 and Primal allowed you to reset your outposts. That was something that people complained about from this game, and they now allow you to do that. So I think they even added they actually did add that, I think, to Far Cry 3 a reset outpost thing, but you had to start a new game for that to work.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if it's in this or not. I'm not sure if it's in this one or not. We'll see when I clear all.
And new achievements, obviously, with this?
Absolutely.
Are they the same achievements, or have they created new ones for it?
I believe they're the exact same.
Oh, wow. So it's a full-on port from 360.
It's a full-on port. Looks pretty. Again, if you have the Seasons Pass, it is available to you for free.
Right.
Well, free with your purchase of the Seasons Pass. It is part of the Seasons Pass.
Yeah.
And
is it available separately?
I believe it will be available separately in a month.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was $19 or something like that.
And just for fun, let's watch him run in with a sniper rifle again and just get murderized before we move on.
Look at that!
Total Tico right there. There we go.
So just so everybody's clear, sniper rifle is not made for close combat.
Or like point blank range with a guy wielding a shotgun? No, probably wasn't the best idea there. Tico.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never, actually been in the military. I assumed that would work.
Well, not only that, but you ran up to the guy, you tried to knife him, and he wasn't even in front of you. He ran behind you. Well, that's the
field of view thing. He moved, and then he stepped to the side, and it's like, where'd he go?
Right. And now he's stabbing you from behind.
I blame field of view. That's why that happened, not because of my horrible gaming skills.
All right, so Tico, you and I both got a review copy of Yoku's Island Express, and this is a game we played at PAX East, and they handed me this game. They handed me this game on the Switch and said, "Here, play this while you're waiting for the other demo." Didn't explain anything about it.
And walked away to deal with people more important than us.
Yeah, and walked away. And then just like, here, figure it out. I didn't know what it was. It was much later in the game. So I'm like, what? I don't even know what I'm doing. So what Yoku's Island Express is you are this, I don't know if you're an ant or a ladybug.
An ant.
Is it an ant? Okay, in all the pictures, he looks like a ladybug. But, okay, so it's this ant tied via a string to this rock, this round ball. Essentially think of it like a pinball, because this is a pinball adventure game. So the
pinball platformer. Yeah,
it's a platformer, but all of the areas in this world consist of these mini little pinball I don't know worlds? What do you call it? Pinball areas where you are basically using left and right trigger and bumpers and whatever. You are moving this guy around the world to get him where he needs to go and to collect fruit. The fruit is essentially his money in order to unlock locked bumpers. You may come across a bumper that needs 30 fruit in order to open it up and make it available to you. It's an interesting concept, but I'm going to be honest, the actual pinball part of it isn't that great. Like, I found a lot of times when you're playing a pinball game, you expect to hit the ball right at a very specific part in the bumper, and it's gonna go to where you want. And I've found a lot of the time, as I'm trying to get it to where I want to go, like I do it like almost 20 times in a row, and I'm like stuck in this area. I can't get out of it because it requires this like pinpoint accuracy to get the ball where you need it to go. You know, and the slightest mistake just keeps it coming back around almost in circles into the same area.
Or it lets you finally hit it, and then you manage to hit something else on the way back down and fall right back into that zone again.
To where you were again. I've done that so many times. I've played this for a while, and many times it just becomes a frustrating, futile effort trying to get what you need to get. You know, I don't feel like it's a very, very interesting concept. Let me tell you. I mean, it's funny. It can be fun. It's interesting, but I don't think it's implemented really well.
So the issues I have, it's a very, very beautifully detailed game, but I think that takes away because there's like I get lost on where you're supposed to go and what you're supposed to do. Everything looks very similar. It's all lush environments and stuff, which is very pretty, but I don't think it works well for the pinball.
Right, exactly. And even if what you're watching right now on YouTube, this is an area I literally got stuck in for a while because there's a very specific place you need to get to. And every time I hit the ball, it just kept going into this alcove that didn't go anywhere. So it kept bouncing back down. No matter what I try, I keep getting to the same place over and over again. It was really frustrating. And I honestly just wanted to give up because there was nothing else I could do.
It's a very interesting, neat concept. But yeah, I think that it's got some bugs in the execution. This is one also because again we played this on the Switch at PAX. The detail in this on the Switch it's far too you can't really see anything that's going on the Switch.
No, it definitely left a lot to be desired on the Switch. But also they handed it to us on the Switch in a much more advanced level, and I had no clue what was going on. You know, like
nobody said, "Hey, you're an ant and a pinball and do this." Like they didn't give us the details. I like the idea of it. I'm finding the same thing. I'm having a hard time figuring out where I'm supposed to go and what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. I mean, and you can see on the video right now, I'm literally stuck, and I could not figure out for the life of me how to get the ball. I know where it needs to go, but I couldn't get it to go there. You know, so it was really, really frustrating. And then I finally did it. Yay for me. So, yeah, that's Yoku's Island Express. I honestly don't recommend the game. I find it extremely frustrating, and I can't imagine it getting any better as the game progresses and even gets harder, because what you're watching right now where I'm stuck is very early in the game. You know, let alone what's going to come later on, because I know later on you get different abilities. Like you can grab onto things and make them explode. Like it's just there's a whole bunch of stuff you can eventually do, but it just starts getting ridiculously detailed, and it's there's no precision. That's the problem. It's very, very difficult to precisely get the ball where you need to go.
Yeah.
So, and finally, the Crew 2 closed beta started today. May 31st. It's available for the weekend, and I was fortunate enough to get a code to play in it. So the Crew 2 is coming, I believe, the end of June 29th. And so I jumped in just today. Literally what you're watching on YouTube right now is just the beginning. It's the introduction race where you can jump in a car, and then it takes you to a boat and then to an airplane. Gives you an idea of what it's about. I just wanted to get in there and see what it was all about. I'll play more this weekend. Plays really well. It drives really well right off the bat. It didn't take anything to figure out. It's a driving game, obviously. But I found it very, very intuitive. I thought it handles really well. It looks amazing. What's different about this, though, is it deals a lot more with stunts. So the city is actually built up for these races. Like you're almost like Forza Horizon, where it's like a festival almost. Not a festival per se, but it's actually built like you're on this television program, and you're trying to gain followers now as you do these races. And
that is very Horizon.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So whereas before it was more like cross country racing, right? Now it's more like it's like a Horizon type event, and you go from event to event. But those events now have tricks and ramps that go up side of buildings and jumps over the top of buildings and then onto the roof of a building. And it's just, they've basically turned the cities into these massive racing playgrounds, you know? And even the boats have jumps and tricks and stuff you can do on it. So I actually like it. It's very, very arcadey. So it's definitely not up Jeff's alley at all. But
no, I was gonna say that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh God, I would never.
I totally enjoy that stuff because it takes me back to the days of like Wipeout, you know, with all the jumps and the upside downs and I just love the sort of the out there, very fantastic racing stuff. The stuff that just you could never do in real life. That to me is what racing in a video game is all about, and I just love it.
Yeah.
I found the boating a little boring, though, to be honest with you. It just didn't seem as exciting as the racing the car. And even the planes was very, very sensitive in trying to turn the plane. It seemed to go sideways really, really fast, you know? So it didn't have very good precise control on the airplane. Again, it's a beta. They could be tweaking that. I don't know. But I actually really enjoy the fact that there's cars, boats, there's going to be motorcycles, there's airplanes, there's off-road vehicles like trucks, dune buggies, like you name it. They've added a lot to this versus the Crew 1 was just cars. You know, now they've added a whole ton of stuff in here. And I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed what I played so far. But as someone who enjoys flight mechanics, I found the flight was like really, really sensitive. Like super sensitive. I'm like turning upside down trying to turn.
Does it run at 60 frames a second? Do you know?
I honestly don't. I'm not a frames per second person. Like I don't notice frame per second stuff. Like I know a lot of people like, oh man, the frames just dropped, and it's like I don't know what that means, to be honest with you. And I never have. It's something weird. It's like, oh man, the frames just dropped to like 17 frames a second. It's like, how do you even know that? Like, what are you looking for?
How can you not know that?
I don't know, my friend. I really don't. Frames per second is not something I've ever understood or noticed. So I can't really speak to what the frames per second is. I really enjoyed it, though. Again, I've only played it. I literally... What you just saw on the video there was what I played before the show. I literally jumped in to try to get video for the show just to talk about my initial impressions. It was like 30 minutes, and I actually liked it. I'm looking forward to playing through the beta throughout the weekend.
When does it come out?
June 29th,
October?
I believe. What did you
Okay,
say,
so soon.
October? Did you just say October?
I was going to say October.
No,
I was
it's
going to say
June.
October.
It's June 29th. I'm pretty sure it's the end of June. So it's like a month away.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm looking forward to it. So, I think that's it for games, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
All right, then. Let's talk about some other stuff, then. And that other stuff is going to start with the Atari VCS preorders are now live on Indiegogo. And they started yesterday, May 30th.
Yep.
And they are already, I'm just bringing it up right now, they are at $2.2 million raised. $2.2 million for a console that we still don't know what's going to be available for it. All we know is it's going to come preloaded with 100 classic Atari games from like the Atari 2600 days. That's all we know.
This is how
much is it?
Wait,
200.
So
300.
It's 300 unless you have the special link. In that case, it's 200. Oh no, there was an early bird. Okay, no, there's still a $200 one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I wanted to say is this smells way too much like Ouya for me.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
because of the fact, like, I had the email subscriptions. I was getting the 3 days to launch, 2 days to launch, 1 day to launch stuff. I got that it's live. Click this button now for your special price. Clicked on it. I expected to find specs, games. Like, I still don't even know what this power is, so I don't have an idea of what kind of games it's going to run. So I didn't pull the trigger, but I was going to.
No, you were? You were going to pull the trigger on this?
Well, assuming that I knew what it was, I was assuming that it was going to be I was going to have specs and they were going to talk about games and stuff. But no, it's still very mysterious.
So what I've been reading about this is that this is more or less a PC set-top box, much like the Steam box, which Valve has since delisted. All right.
Yes.
All of the Steam... Remember the Steam boxes that came out and just really never went anywhere?
Yep.
Yeah.
That, it seems to be, is what this is.
Well, yes and no. I mean, yes, it is a Linux-powered x86 processor of some kind. But, I mean, a Steam box had actual game-grade hardware in it, and they would cost much more than $300.
I know. And
so what is in this, and what are we supposed to be playing on it?
And I don't know.
Atari Classic games. That's what you're supposed to be playing.
Well, that's fine. I can go get Atari Classic games right now.
On Steam, you can get 100 Steam games, 100 Atari games on Steam for $10.
There you go.
Okay, so that's not a reason to buy this. So,
I still don't know what it is.
So what is this? What are we getting for $250 or $299 or $200 US? You know, what are we getting? I still don't know. All they keep saying is that it can stream modern games, but the only partners confirmed, according to their Indiegogo, are like Eden Games, React Games, Petroglyph, Kung Fu Factory. Like these are studios that, what do they develop? They're not big AAA studios by any means.
Well, I know Petroglyph. I own a couple.
I know Petroglyph. But these aren't like AAA studios by any means. So what is it they're going to be doing for this? Those are the confirmed partners, and there's a few others, Monster Games, and some I can't even read because the logo is so small. But a lot of these logos I don't even recognize. So who are they and what are they developing? I don't know. But as I read through this and read what this Indiegogo is, I have no desire to pay that kind of money for another question mark. You know, we've been burned enough with the Ouya years ago. Like we're talking, like Ouya was like 6 years ago, right? I still feel burned by that from 6 years ago. I'm not doing the same thing. Here's what I figure: if this is a success, it'll be in stores eventually.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so absolutely.
I would rather wait for it to be in a store and learn more about it, and maybe be surprised by it, and then go buy it.
If it's like the Ouya, it'll be in stores before the Kickstarter people will get
I was thinking the same thing today.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So you know what else? I'm going to draw one more Ouya parallel here. On the Indiegogo page, there's some screenshots of the UI.
Is there? I didn't even notice that.
Yes, there is. If you scroll not quite halfway down the page, there's a screenshot of the UI for the dashboard. And it is actually very close to the last UI for the Ouya. Very close. It's got
I see
the
it
nav
now.
on the left and the
Yep.
That's very Ouya.
Man, I don't know, man. I am not sold on this. Oh, here's one for $339 US. Oh, that's the all-in. That's the one that comes with both controllers. But still, come on. Think about that.
There's also a $319 for all-in. If you want the wood grain, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
That's why.
Think about that though. $340 US is well over $400 Canadian. And there's no way I'm paying that kind of money for this. Like, even if it was the best thing on the market right now, I don't even know if I'm prepared to shell out over $400 for this console. It just seems like way too much.
not without some pedigree behind it, like not without some games, without like telling me exactly what I'm going to be able to do with this thing and why it's going to cost that much.
Exactly. Like, from the sounds of it, it's not gonna rival Xbox One or PlayStation 4, right? And they themselves are cheaper than that right now.
Yeah.
So
it does have specs. These weren't here when I opened the page last. Blah 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 blah.
okay,
blah,
regale
blah,
us
blah.
on its specs.
RAM. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigs of disk space, 32 gigs of disk space. Well, that just goes to show you what they're expecting to put it on there. It has a Bristol Ridge A10 CPU and a Radeon R7. Okay, so this is a mobile. It's quad core 3.5 gigahertz. A10. Hold on. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it's a. Oh, okay. AMD A10 Bristol Ridge quad core 3.5 gigahertz socket AM4 65 watt desktop processor with built-in Radeon R7 graphics.
Can you translate that? What's that mean?
Yeah, let's go with English for that.
Yeah, is that good?
Okay, let me put it this way. My processor alone that I put into my brand new PC right there was $300. This is a processor and graphics CPU, or GPU, sorry. Same chip, so basically what's in your Xbox, PlayStation, stuff like that. And it's $100.
Okay.
Canadian. So I'm just saying the power difference is it's a modern processor, but it's very slow.
So still nowhere near the power of an Xbox or a PlayStation 4.
You know what? The Xbox, PlayStation 4 are shockingly low powered. So I would have to go back and read all the specs. I can do that for next show. Whatever. I'll actually do some research.
And it does stream. It will stream like video, because it's going to be a streaming box. So it'll probably have like Netflix and all that on it, and it will stream at 4K. But do you think that power would allow gaming at 4K?
Very unlikely with the built-in. I don't know of any graphics on a CPU processor that can game at 4K. Not a serious game.
Oh, I got you. You're saying the GPU and CPU are the same chip.
Yeah.
They're not the separate chips. Gotcha.
No. Which is again exactly the same as the. Or is it the same? I don't even remember now. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. It's the same on other consoles. Everybody uses integrated now.
So along the same lines as a classic being reborn, just yesterday, Tommy Tallarico announced that he has been named president of a fledgling company that's going to bring back the Intellivision.
No. Wait,
yes.
Tommy Tallarico?
Tommy Tallarico.
From Reviews on the Run, and more famously now, probably from
Video Games Live. Yes.
Yep.
He is president of the fledgling company, while numerous original Intellivision designers and executives are taking on leadership roles. Mattel is the only absentee at this stage, but that's not surprising. So Intellivision Enterprise has revealed it is in the early stages of creating a new video game systems. The emphasis is on making a system that, quote, all age groups and levels of gamers and non-gamers, unquote, can enjoy. What's that mean? I don't know.
It's pretty broad.
That's literally the only thing we know about it right now. We're not going to know anything more until much later in the year, like around October. But
what is that supposed to mean? Because I have gamed with people on an Xbox from like 6 to 70. Like,
yeah.
What does this mean?
By all ages. What does that mean? Likewise, like people 9 months old use iPads to game, and 90-year-olds use iPads to game too.
Yeah,
that's just. Okay.
But I guess they figure if Atari can do it, Intellivision can come back too. It's just, oh man. So
did you guys ever have an Intellivision?
I've
never played.
I had ColecoVision.
I had that too. I had Intellivision and a ColecoVision.
So when is ColecoVision coming back?
Well, soon.
That'll be next.
That'll be next.
Right, and then
with your Sega Game Gear.
And so then Microsoft and Sony will be like, that's it, we give up, and we'll go right back to where games were in the 80s. We'll have Atari, Intellivision, and ColecoVision, and we'll just restart the whole cycle again. Sound good?
Done. Consider it done.
All right. Well, earlier this week, I'm sure everyone already knows this, but Bethesda trolled the entire internet with a 24-hour stream of nothing until they finally announced Fallout 76 to the dismay of me and many Skyrim lovers wondering why the heck there's another Fallout game before another Elder Scroll, because according to Jeff, they alternate between these titles.
But what if they do both at once?
So why, Jeff, are they not alternating? Why are we getting a new Fallout?
I don't think I ever said they definitely alternated.
I believe we could go back to last week.
You can do that. You can do that next week when I'm not here, so I can't defend myself. But I said that they were going to be releasing 4 other core games before Skyrim.
Now it's 4?
Also, this is not before Elder Scrolls. But also, this is not Fallout 5.
No, it's not.
No.
This is Fallout offshoot
apparently
of some online survival game like Ark or something like that.
Well, like DayZ and stuff. Yeah, this is a survival game.
Yeah. Ark. It's like Ark or DayZ or any of those. There's tons of them now. It's
a survival game.
It's a survival game. So I wouldn't say that it's not a traditional Fallout game. It's not the next Fallout.
No, it's not.
Whatever 6 that everybody wanted. It's something completely different. So I still think I was kind of right. They just set it in their universe to make it sell more.
Yeah, and I'm out completely. Like,
well, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see how it's, look, if the gameplay is
I don't even
the right type
care.
of gameplay.
It's it's a stupid survival. I'm sorry, I'm not into the survival games. I have tried several of them, and I can never ever get into them. They make no sense to me. I cannot do this, and just because you're setting it in the Fallout universe doesn't make me want to play it at all. I'm out. So Tico, you'll have to tell us how it is.
I will play it. I mean, I want to see more about it, but I'm probably going to buy it and play it anyways because that's what I do.
You will.
I do.
It's what you do. It's what you do.
So I was reading on Reddit earlier, and there was a guy who brought up some really good points. I was just saying like a minute ago that Bethesda said that they were going to make a couple other these like big games before they released Elder Scrolls 6. And one of the things that they said was, we have an idea for what we want to do for the next Elder Scrolls, but the technology isn't there yet.
Yeah, I remember reading that too.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And basically what this guy was hypothesizing was that all these games that they're releasing are starting to, or Bethesda's working on building tech for the next Elder Scrolls.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
And it does make a lot of sense, right? They didn't have, any online stuff. I mean, they had Elder Scrolls Online, but that's a totally different studio, totally different thing. Maybe they wanted to have better crafting. Maybe they wanted, like, if you look at some of their big games, like Fallout, what was the last Fallout? I can't remember. Four. They added a lot of stuff in there. Maybe we're going to see better crafting and base building. They played with that in Skyrim a little bit. Now they expanded upon it in Fallout 4. Now maybe we're going to have an even better version of that. Maybe there's going to be some sort of online component in the next Elder Scrolls game.
So are you saying we're going to be able to build roller coasters in Skyrim now?
God, I hope not.
Because,
out of wooden roller coasters would make sense.
Minebuster from Canada's Wonderland.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it's interesting. It's a loose theory with nothing real to base it on, but they have been going outside of their comfort zone and trying a lot of different things, you know, and building tech. So we shall see.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. But it makes me wonder, though, going back to his quote was that, you know, they've got X number of games before Elder Scrolls.
Mm-hmm.
But he said that, what, 2 years ago? I'm pretty sure I saw the quote in 2016.
Yeah, definitely not more than 2 years ago.
No, no, I'm pretty sure it was a 2016 quote, but then I look, well, then what have they released since that time? Like, what were those games? I don't really know. I'd have to go back and see what have they released in 2016 and 2017 up to this point, and kind of think, well, are those the big games they were talking about? Who knows?
Well, they haven't released anything. It was Fallout 4.
Is Fallout 4 literally the last thing Bethesda game studios themselves released? Not Bethesda Softworks, because that's their publishing arm.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to spell Bethesda.
What do you? B-E-T-H-E-S-D-A.
I know, with fat thumbs. I have fat thumbs. I'm just trying to get it where it's...
Fallout 4 VR, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim VR,
all the Skyrim
Elder Scrolls
remakes,
5 Skyrim Special Edition, and then the last real brand new game was Fallout 4 in 2015.
Wow, they've done nothing new since Fallout 4.
Those jerks have to get off their butts and put the game together for us. We want to play something.
So I mean, Skyrim
they've done
again.
They did in 2016. They released a lot of DLC for Fallout 4. Automatron, Wasteland Workshop, Far Harbor Contraptions, Vault Tech Workshop, and Nuke World. But yeah, I mean, they are I think I also remember reading Todd Howard once said that they're like a 75-person studio, and they have no intention of growing. That's what they want to be. And they... So
if you want to work for them, too bad.
Somebody has to die.
Kill somebody off.
Yeah.
Make it look like an accident.
But the important part of that is that, you know, so it's been a couple years, 3 years, sorry, and now we're getting it Fallout 76, and then in 3 years maybe we'll get another one, in 3 years we'll get another one, and then 3 years after that we're going to get Elder Scrolls 6. But the super interesting thing is, does this mean there's no new Elder Scrolls game this generation?
Right, because there's only 3 years left in the generation. Right?
Yeah.
And if they're not working on it yet because of technology, chances are we're not going to see an Elder Scrolls at all in this generation.
Yeah.
Which is really sad.
Kind of. Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Oh,
I mean, it could happen. I mean, Elder Scrolls 4 was a launch title on Xbox 360. Was it? It was just after launch. It was a couple months after launch when Elder Scrolls 4 came out.
Oblivion?
So,
yeah. Morrowind was original. Oblivion was 360.
Yep.
Skyrim was 360.
Yep.
You know, and then remade. It was remastered with the
next gen.
Or the next
2016.
Gen. Yeah.
In 2016.
Right. So there's been no Skyrim. There's been Elder Scrolls Online. You could say that was an Elder Scrolls game in this generation.
Yep. That game is getting a lot better, by the way. I go back and play it every once in a while, and the new Somerset expansion is coming out next week.
Yeah.
Which I'm totally going to check out. I already bought it, so I'm going to go check it out.
Did you get the Morrowind expansion as well?
Yes, I got the Morrowind expansion as well. But I bought it on PC.
Of course you did.
Yeah, there was a big sale the other day on it.
60 frames per second. I bought it a while ago. When it was on sale. Yeah. So, yeah, but it's not, the majority of people that want a new Elder Scrolls game did not like Elder Scrolls Online, and it is not an actual Elder Scrolls game. It's still too MMO. I would never want to see Elder Scrolls 6 go MMO.
No, my gosh, no.
It can have some multiplayer in it, but player max party size a la old school D&D, I don't want to be all
invite your friends. Like, don't allow just anyone in. Just you want to come into my world, come on in and let's play around. That I wouldn't mind that for sure. Like, share my world with some friends and just go have an adventure, right? But there's got to be ways where I can't, my friends can't come in and start killing all these characters in my world.
No, I don't want to come across a single stranger ever. Not even in a city.
No.
Nowhere.
None. Absolutely not. No. But yeah, you're right. I think we're getting to the point where maybe there's no Elder Scrolls this gen. Maybe it's whatever the next PlayStation 5, the next Xbox, in 2021. That's just way too... That's 10 years after Skyrim.
Yeah, what year was Skyrim?
2011.
It was 2011.
It was 11, 11,
It's a
11.
big jump. It's a big
that's
jump.
Right.
Yes, it was released on 11.
That game has got some stiff competition, though. You think about everything The Witcher brought to the table,
right?
Since Skyrim came out, and how that elevated what an RPG could actually be.
Oh, I said that back then. Yeah.
Yeah. Todd Howard should be, hopefully thinking about that, and that was. I never finished it. I keep meaning to go back and play it.
I know, but you don't like Geralt.
I can't. He just drives me nuts. That guy.
He did me too. He totally drove me nuts too. I get it. And then I started learning more about who and what a Witcher is, and it totally made sense to me. Like, he is that way for a reason. Like, it's not just because he's a bad actor. No, he is literally that way for a reason. I'm not even kidding, because I totally know what you're saying. Because when I started playing it too, I'm like, man, I can't stand this guy. Why is he like this? But then I understood who he is and what, like, as a Witcher literally has all emotions removed. They have zero emotion, right? It's all part of being a Witcher. It's all the part of. It's kind of like when you became when you became a warden in Dragon Age, certain things happen to you, right? It's that kind of thing. Yeah. Not everybody can be a Witcher, and sometimes the process kills you in becoming a Witcher. So those who become a Witcher, they actually have sacrificed every emotion. And so that's why he literally acts and sounds the way he does.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would still say that I would get super excited if that CD Projekt Red studio announced a new RPG in their own universe as
Cyberpunk.
Opposed to the Witcher universe. Yeah, but I'm still partial to fantasy over sci-fi, I think, for my RPGs. I've had a hard time getting into, like, I can't get into Fallout universe at all.
As in you like Mass Effect, for example?
Except Mass Effect, you're right.
See? See?
Yeah.
It could work, my friend.
If it's done well, you might enjoy it.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to Cyberpunk. I hope we see Cyberpunk at E3. Anyway, Tico, you were saying earlier that you'll buy any game, pretty much.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
can you get me a review code for this one?
Yeah. So, are you going to buy the latest Star Citizen pack for $27,000?
No, I may not. I will. Yeah, review code. See if
right. I mean, what? For one thing, Star Citizen isn't even done, but they're offering a $27,000 ship pack called the Legatus Pack. It gives you 117 ships and 163 extras for $27,000. I don't even get the mindset behind this.
It's not a good use of your money.
How crazy some of these Star Citizen people are. This is not unusual to see people who have spent tens of thousands of dollars on Star Citizen for a game that's not even out yet.
It should be unusual.
Why? Why?
Because this is a game that they really want. I don't know what to tell you, man. There are people out there with a lot of money that are just really excited about this freaking game for some reason. And I have watched YouTube videos of people showing off their hangars, and their hangars alone cost a couple $100. And then they've got all these like thousands of dollars worth of ships in there, and $27,000 for 117 ships in Star Citizen is actually a really good deal. It's dumb. I'm not disagreeing with you. I would never do it.
Oh my
gosh!
Years. Holy crap!
And the other thing, you missed the interesting part. you need to have spent over $1,000 already before you can even buy this.
What?
You have to prove that you're already a mark.
Oh my gosh!
In order.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I paid. What did we pay, Jeff? $60?
$30 or something like that.
Was it?
No, it was cheap. It was cheap.
Okay.
Whatever we spent.
I couldn't remember.
That gets you a hood ornament for your ship.
I don't
got us one of the crappiest ships in the game.
Yeah,
I've flown it.
I'm not paying anything more for this game. Period. You know.
No, I'm not either.
Like I think we backed this in 2012. I remember this.
Yes, we did.
It was 2012 when we backed it for 30, 40, whatever dollars it was. And it was supposed to launch in 2014. And I remember back then, you and I like, do I really want to back something that's not coming for another 2 years? Here we are 6 years later and it still hasn't come out.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Now, to be fair, you can sign in, go download the client.
Yes, I know.
You can go look at the ship you paid for. You can even go to a few space stations, and I think you can fly around at the persistent universe now and have like randomly generated missions and stuff like that. So there is and you can do multiplayer dogfighting, and you can do multiplayer team deathmatch and like Call of Duty style shooting, running around shooting each other with guns. I think that's in there. What else is in there?
I think 10 years from now, Cloud Imperium Games is just going to be like, okay, we're done. And they're just going to close up shop.
Why would they ever be done? They have racked up more than $200 million in crowdfunding so far. Just keep this rolling.
Just keep it going, yeah. Just keep offering.
Just never put out the game.
What actually burns me the most is that I couldn't play it on my old computer. And I was super excited to give it a shot on my new computer. And so I downloaded the game, went to go run it, and the game barely runs still.
What?
On this computer. Yeah.
Come on.
It's really poorly optimized still, because optimization is something that usually happens near the end of the game cycle. So even though it has all this kind of stuff in it, you need a monster computer to run this game. Yeah. Because there's a lot of simulations. It's not even just a good graphics card. You need like a heavy CPU as well. And my CPU is good, but it's not like I didn't spend top of the line money.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. All right. Well, let's move on to more happy thoughts.
All right.
Xbox.
How much time do we have left?
We got 10 minutes.
All right. We haven't even talked about E3 stuff.
No, we'll go through that quick. But anyway, Tico. What's coming for Xbox Games with Gold in June?
So the crappy Games with Gold from June that they've announced. This is by far one of the worst offerings I've seen.
It really, really is. Get ready to be excited.
All right. So I'm just waiting for the thing to load so I have all of the stuff. Assassin's Creed Chronicles Russia.
The worst.
They've done the other two for free. So
I know.
At what different points? So you may as well throw this one in.
I know.
So yeah, nobody cared. And then Smite, which is a free to play.
It's already free to play. It's already free to play.
They're giving you the gold bundle, whose content, which include items exclusive to gold members, are valued at $100.
Does anyone even still play Smite?
No, that's why they're giving away $100 worth of free stuff.
They want to get more people to play it.
Yeah.
All right.
Do people play Smite? I'm gonna actually just check the Steam listings to see where Smite is.
All right.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Eighth most free-to-play game played on Steam. So people still play it on PC.
Well, then you'll get it for free from June 16th to July 15th for $100 worth of fake money.
And on Xbox 360, what are we getting?
On 360, Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed.
I heard that game was awesome.
That game is actually a fun game, but it's another racing game that they're tossing out there. It's nothing to write home about. And Lego Indiana Jones 2: The Adventure Continues, also a fun game.
It is. It's also super old.
Yeah, like these are very, very old games. I think they've been on there before, to be honest with you.
Now, let's compare that to what's coming for PlayStation Plus. PlayStation Plus for PS4, we're getting XCOM 2 and Trials Fusion. Those two titles alone beat Xbox's offering
Trials
by
Fusion.
far.
Trials Fusion alone beats Xbox's offering, in my opinion.
XCOM 2, the
XCOM
full
2 is
game,
a great game. A great game.
What a game to give away for free, or to subscribers on PS3. Zombie Driver HD, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and then on Vita, which is going to be going away soon, Atomic Ninjas and Squares. The PS4 titles alone, XCOM 2.
I've never played XCOM 2, so I'm super excited about that.
Exactly.
It's a good game. You'll like.
And all right, I've never played Trials Fusion, but I don't like any of the Trials games. I find they're fun for the first couple levels, then they get so hard, and I'm like,
yeah, no, you'll enjoy the first 3 levels, and then throwing your controller.
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah. So here's my thought. Microsoft did such a crappy lineup because at E3 they're going to announce a whole bunch of stuff available now. Games with gold. Because otherwise, there's not really any excuse for that.
I don't know, man. Maybe they're running out of stuff.
I guess we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You're right. And in 2 weeks, okay, so there's a couple E3 predictions. We didn't really talk about Nintendo at all last week. It's funny when we think about what are we excited for, we don't think about Nintendo. But some of the stuff rumored, or some of the predictions, Animal Crossing for the Switch. I'd be totally up for that.
I'd buy that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would. And so the thought is that the Animal Crossing for the mobile was sort of a stopgap measure until we get to a proper new Animal Crossing for the Switch, because the last proper Animal Crossing was on the 3DS, and it was New Leaf, which was, I don't even know how long ago, 5-6 years ago.
Million years ago.
Yeah.
5 years old. The
Bayonetta 3, I think we know that's coming. I think, wasn't that announced last year? Maybe we'll see more about it. N64 Classic. Care. They'll probably announce the N64 Classic coming. No, I don't care about Bayonetta either.
Some more cardboard stuff.
Yeah, probably, right? Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, guaranteed they will announce more Labo stuff.
So hold on though, because we just glanced over N64. This is the beginning of the 3D era for Nintendo.
Yes.
I don't know if many of those games are going to hold up. For sure, there's a few. Everybody's going to go, GoldenEye, Mario. Yes, fair, valid. Even though GoldenEye doesn't hold up. But I'm not sure that I want an N64 Classic. I don't know if I would buy that.
I do.
There's going to be none available anywhere, and when you see one, you're going to be so excited you're just going to pay the $160 and grab it off the shelf, because that's how it works with Nintendo products.
I can't think of too many N64 games that I would actually want to go back and play. Now, sorry, Sean, I forgot. The N64 was your first console, right?
No, not my first console, but it was
your first Nintendo console.
That was the console that got me into gaming as much as I am today.
Right. So it's a very important console.
I had the ones before that.
For me.
Yeah. I had consoles before that, but that is the one where I truly became like a dedicated gamer.
Yeah.
I have a lot of memories with the N64, Turok, and Super Mario 64, and although I loved the Turok games, but I loved the controller.
I don't know if I hate that controller, and I don't know if I could play a shooter today.
And Star Fox
with that wonky controller.
There was
with
Star
only
Fox.
one thumbstick.
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was great.
For the time, it was great. But compared to the dual stick controllers that we have today, I don't know. I don't know if I could go back.
And real quick, there's some more rumors about Assassin's Creed Odyssey. There was a leak of an Assassin's Creed keychain that said Assassin's Creed Odyssey on it, and it had the picture of a Greek centurion's helmet. So the rumor is that it's going to take place in Greece and be a direct sequel to Origins. The other details coming forward is that, again, these are all just rumors. We don't know anything about it, but the rumors are you're going to be able to choose your character this time, male or female assassin. So it's not going to be Aya or Bayek from Origins, but it'll be a new assassin. But you can choose if you want to be a male or a female assassin in this one, and it will continue the story from Origins, but in ancient Greece.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Spartacus type setting.
Yeah. The other rumor is that it's going to continue that sort of move into being more RPG-ish with dialogue trees. Like that's...
Oh, really?
That's
a down that route.
Right? Like first you add all the leveling and the skills and the stuff, really making it RPG-like, and levels. Now you're going to add dialogue trees into it. They really want to turn this into a full-on RPG, don't they? A full-on action RPG. I mean, I'm all for it, don't get me wrong, but they are really moving Assassin's Creed into new territory like this. So, I mean, for me personally, as long as they don't change the heart of what Assassin's Creed is, the stealth and everything that really makes Assassin's Creed what it is, the verticality, the stealth, all of that needs to stay intact. But if you want to add more RPG elements into it, I love RPGs. I'm a huge RPG player. My RPG love actually started with the Super Nintendo with Final Fantasy III. That's what introduced me to full-on RPGs. I fell in love with Final Fantasy III, and that's really what cemented my RPG love. So,
that's funny because for me it was Final Fantasy II.
But I thought Final Fantasy III was the first one in America.
What? No.
I could be wrong.
Wait, are you using the Japanese numbering system or the North American numbering system?
No, the North American, the one that was actually called Final Fantasy III on Super Nintendo. So
but there was also Final Fantasy II before that on Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Okay.
Final Fantasy III was actually Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy II was actually Final Fantasy IV, I want to say.
Okay.
And then there was actually Final Fantasy straight up on the original NES.
Right. I loved when I got my my Game Boy. I had all of the Final Fantasy Legends. Was it called? I think there was 3 of them. I can't remember, but they were great.
Yeah,
I loved them.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah. Then they brought back 1 and the actual 2 and 3.
Yeah. And finally, one of the rumors that I'm super excited about is new Splinter Cell. I would love. So the thought process there is they brought back Michael Ironside to do a Splinter Cell crossover with Wildlands. So one of the new missions you can do in Wildlands is a crossover with Sam Fisher, right, where he meets up with the ghosts, and he's voiced by Michael Ironside again. So the thought process there was, did they really bring Michael Ironside back just to do a cameo, or is he back to do more than just that? And this was sort of like that primer to get people excited for Sam Fisher again. Mm-hmm. And I could totally see that, Let's get Sam Fisher into Wildlands. Let's prepare people for a new Splinter Cell. I think that would be amazing.
Make it happen. Do it.
Cell. And I'd really be happy to have Michael Ironside back.
Oh.
Not that the last guy wasn't good, but Michael Ironside to me is the guy.
And because I got into Splinter Cell way later in its life cycle, when I played Conviction, which was the last Michael Ironside one, I knew very well who Michael Ironside was at the time, right?
Yeah.
But to me, his voice didn't fit the character. It really bothered me. Like, I know he's Sam Fisher, don't get me wrong. But as someone who came into the series way later, to me, his voice didn't fit the character. And I thought Eric Johnson's voice fit him better. It's so weird, and it's probably just because of when I came into the series.
Yeah. Because I had played a bunch of the Splinter Cells before that. Actually, the last Splinter Cell on the original Xbox, I remember my jaw dropped and hit the floor when I saw the graphics in that game. For the time, they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was such a great game. Hard as heck, though. Holy cow, that game was hard. Like, Splinter Cell has got so much easier to play over the years.
It has. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, easier to play, but unless you want to go full on Ghost, then it's a real good challenge. Where you're never seen and you don't take anyone out.
Yeah,
you don't charge a guy with a sniper rifle? That's
no,
not how it works.
No.
So.
Anyway, that is it for episode number 298. We're only 2 episodes away from 300, guys. 2 episodes away from E3. In fact, 1 episode from E3, 2 from our big E3 discussion. But that is it for 298. So, Tico, you're going to take us out. You have the entire job. So,
I'm going to prepare.
Prepare yourself.
All right, now this is where I hit something to make it seem like I froze again and I don't have to do any of it?
No.
Like last time? No, I don't get away with that?
No.
All right, fine. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Second Place. Follow the show on Twitter at the OMG Hour. Show notes can be found at omgnexus.com. Our gaming archaeologist is Sid Bolton. You can follow him at Sid Bolton. That's Sid with a Y. Watch us Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live on YouTube at youtube.com/OMGNexus. Like, subscribe, and comment.
And I'm Jeff. You can follow me on Twitter at Cynix, SINNIX.
And of course, I am Ziantane everywhere. That is XIANTAYNE. And we'll be back again next week with episode 299. Jeff, you're off to Vegas, I believe. Is that right?
I'll be in Vegas. I'll be in Sin City.
All right. So Jeff will not be here. I am working on a special guest host for next week. So tune in next week to find out who that is. We'll be back next week with our penultimate episode. Is that the right word?
I have no idea. Let's just use it.
It's right. It's the right word.
Excellent.
It's a good word.
Excellent. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
This has been an OMGNexus.com production.